सावरकर जी जितना राष्ट्रभक्त और सावरकर जी जितना, सावरकर परिवार जितना बलिदान देने वाले देश के लिए बहुत कम परिवार है।
उन लोगों को सावरकर पढ़ाने दो। आप दिल्ली के सारे स्कूलों में अंबेडकर साहब को पढ़ाइए।
Hedgewar, the founder of the RSS, was inspired by Savarkar's 1921 tract called Hindutva.
हम स्वतंत्रवीर सावरकर जी के परिवार का इतिहास जब पढ़ते हैं तो देश के लिए कितना त्याग, कितने कष्ट है उन्होंने सहन किए।
गांधी हमारे हैं, सावरकर आपके। क्या इसमें कोई गलत बात कही मैंने? क्या सावरकर आपके नहीं है क्या? क्या आपने उनको उठा के फेंक दिया? क्योंकि अगर आपने किया तो बहुत अच्छा किया।
Vinayak Damodar Savarkar's journey from a fiery revolutionary to a proponent of Hindutva ideology is a complex debate in Indian history. Born in 1883 in Maharashtra, Savarkar was deeply inspired by India's rich cultural heritage and the dream of a free nation. As a young man, he became a fierce advocate for armed struggle against British rule. In London, where he studied law, Savarkar founded the Free India Society, rallying Indian students to the cause of independence. His writings, especially on the revolt of 1857, argued that the rebellion was India's first war of independence, not just an uprising. In 1909, Savarkar was arrested in London for his involvement in revolutionary activities. Extradited to India, he was sentenced to life imprisonment in the notorious cellular jail in the Andaman Islands. The conditions in Kala Pani were brutal. Hard labor, isolation, and constant surveillance. It was here that Savarkar's ideological shift began. Years of suffering in prison led Savarkar to reconsider his approach. Desperate for release, he wrote several petitions to the British authorities, pledging to renounce violence. His last petition from the Andamans reveals his change of heart. The danger that is threatening our country from the north at the hands of the fanatic hordes of Asia makes me convinced that every intelligent lover of India would heartily and loyally cooperate with the British people in the interests of India herself. This marked a significant turning point. Critics accused him of betraying his revolutionary ideals, while supporters saw his shift as a pragmatic response to the harsh realities of his imprisonment. Upon his release in 1924, Savarkar's focus shifted dramatically. No longer the revolutionary firebrand, he turned his attention to social and political issues within India. His most significant contribution during this period was the development of Hindutva, a concept he outlined in his 1923 book Hindutva, Who is a Hindu? Hindutva, for Savarkar, was not merely a religious identity but a cultural and national one. He argued that India should be defined as a Hindu nation, where Hindus, who shared a common culture and history, were the rightful inheritors of the land. This was a sharp departure from his earlier stance, which had focused on uniting all Indians, regardless of religion, against British rule. As Savarkar delved deeper into Hindutva, his views began to clash with those of leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, who advocated for Hindu-Muslim unity and non-violence. While Gandhi envisioned an inclusive India, Savarkar saw Hindutva as a necessary defense against perceived threats from other religious communities, particularly Islam. Savarkar's ideological shift did not come without controversy. His influence waned in the mainstream freedom movement, and his association with Nathuram Godse, Gandhi's assassin, cast a long shadow over his legacy. Though acquitted of involvement in the assassination, his hardline views on Hindutva and nationalism remained divisive. Savarkar's journey, from a revolutionary who dreamed of a united, independent India to a proponent of a Hindu-centric nation, reflects the complexities of his time. Whether seen as a patriot who adapted to new realities or a leader who abandoned his ideals, Savarkar's transformation continues to provoke debate, leaving a legacy that shapes India's political landscape to this day.